What's going on, everybody? I am so excited to talk about this series. I have said in previous reviews that I've been eyeing this series for a while, and finally the time has come, and that is Lovecraft Country, which is going to be released in August 16th in a new episode each and every week exclusively on HBO Max. And I have just got to check out the first 5 episodes of it, and it is mind-blowingly good. And good because it's so unconventionally different. I feel like this series takes risks that other series just hasn't, and it just literally keeps you on the edge of your chair and your seat or wherever you're laying, on your couch, your bed, whatever it may be, because there's just a lot of craziness that goes on. And when I say craziness, I mean it is as crazy as a catcher hitting a home run in the MLB. It's something that just doesn't happen, and it just comes out of nowhere. It can happen, but it just comes out of nowhere, and you're just mind blown, like, wow. But yes, Lovecraft Country, which again will be debuting August 16th exclusively on HBO Max. Each and every week there will be a new episode at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wow, what can I say? There's a lot of good things to talk about here. But in case if you never heard of this series, the first time I'm definitely going to recommend is check out the trailer, because the trailer, even the teaser, I feel gives you just enough like intrigue that you're just automatically curious as to what is this show about. And even when you're watching the show, you're kind of like, okay, I've seen the trailer, but where's this going? And it just goes from really crazy places, really dark, complemented with great visual effects, great sound effects, must I say, with strong performances up and down the board. I mean, sub characters, major characters, everybody really does a good job in their performance here. Before I actually talk about with the synopsis, I have to say, like, there's a lot of reasons why you have to watch this. One, because again, I feel like it's a show and a series that I haven't seen done in the way this is being done. Number two, the names that are attached to this. Number one, I have to say, Jordan Peele, when it comes to the horror genre, you know he's killing it right now. And even if you don't agree with that, I'm not even going to argue this one. When it comes down to one thing I like that Jordan Peele does the best, that is the score. So the sound effects and the SFX and the score are top tier when it comes to anything he puts his hand on. And that right there is unarguable, as he delivered once again in this series. There are some really creepy and chilling sounds that occur throughout this series that, you know, every time I hear it, I was like, that's just Jordan Peele at his finest. But yeah, when you talk about the talent that's associated with it, Jurnee Smollett, Yann Demange, who's just in the Five Bloods, and so many other people, Aubrey Lee, Jada Harris, there's just a lot of names. Michael Keith Williams, like, so many names are attached to this that you're just going to gain an appreciation, because again, the performances up and down the board are so good. Not to mention, how could I honestly forget, J.J. Abrams is attached to this. Courtney B. Vance, who has just been the hardest working man in 2020. I've seen him in so many different projects. And Michael Kenneth Williams, if I haven't said it, but yeah, just in case I haven't, yes, stamp that name again, because he's just done an amazing job in this. So anyway, so the film, so Jonathan Mayer's character, whose name is Atticus Freeman, he is ex-military, he's back in town, and he's looking for his father. His father left him a cryptic message, and he's just trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because him and his father don't communicate like that. But the message is so cryptic, it leaves him back home to figure out what is going on. So him and his childhood friend, Letitia, who's played by Jurnee Smollett, accompanied by his Uncle George, who's played by Courtney Vance, they decide to go from Chicago into the deep south parts of Jim Crow America. So it's the 1950s, Jim Crow, African Americans doing anything is automatically a scare tactic in its own. But it just ain't that, because along with just the heinous bigotry, racism, and all that stuff that goes on with that, there's also some other demonic things going on here. I'm talking about witchcraft. I'm talking about sorcery. I'm talking about all types of just covenant things that goes on. Quite quite frankly, I did get a feel of like American Horror Story going on in this, as a couple of the seasons kind of gave me, it kind of felt really similar to some of the things that they've done in that series. But nonetheless, this just gets wild because like when I talk about like the gore and just like the killing is relentless. I mean, it doesn't go easy at all. There's a ton of killing and gore and murder and all that other stuff going on in here. I mean, there's one particular episode of the 5 I've seen that I felt like everybody died to the point I was like, who's left? But nonetheless, because this is a non-spoiler review, I don't want to go too much into the plot details. I can just say up and down the board, for the main characters to the supporting characters, it's really well performances, and even for the people who have these very limited roles, they instantly invest you because you're so intrigued as to like, where's this going, or what is this person role, why is there so much emphasis on this person? And not even beyond that, you're just like, well, what the heck just happened there? Where did that come from? And can you trust this person? Is this person telling the truth? What's this person really purpose being here? Or what do they have up their sleeve? There's so many things that goes across your mind when you're watching this. Another thing I have to say too is, as much as this seems to go down a dark path of craziness, there's a lot of beautiful things too. I think cinematography is really well done. I love the idea of just seeing, especially in the 50s, seeing all of the blacks get together and having fun and celebration throughout music and dance. And I thought that, that's always a good soft tone to always balance things out, is truly seeing the expression of happiness, especially by culture. So I thought that was really well done. Speaking of music, the soundtrack is amazing. I know I talked about the score, but the soundtrack is amazing as well too. And I mean, that's coming from music all the way from the 50s all the way to the current day and age. Yeah, there's some Cardi B that's being played on here. Love her or hate her, she's popular, but nonetheless, yes, there's even some Cardi being played. But overall, I'm so invested into this series. For only seeing the first 5 episodes, I can't wait to see the remaining part of the season. It's a 10-episode series. They're about an hour each, and each and every episode just really feels like its own like mini saga in its own. Like, most of the time you think about episodes being sequential, like the first going to the second, and storyline just progresses all over the entire season. Well, I will say that although there's one big overarching arc that I'm being able to see within the first 5 episodes, each episode really does serve as a really good standalone that you can enjoy. Sometimes the tone's a little bit different, but they have great continuity with each other. The leads with Jurnee and Jonathan, they complement each other so well, so it's instantly easy to gravitate to them. And I think in all horror films or series or any type of media, when you can kind of resonate with the characters or like sympathize with them or care about them simply, it really does carry a good tone for the horror element for the viewers, because if they're scared and you're scared, and that automatically works. So there's a lot of that. There's like, again, without it just being just horror, there's just a lot of intense moments that is going on. And you can imagine, even with everything that's happening in society now, just the social injustice and so on, seeing some of these things that are reenacted in this series, it still holds that presence as to right now. So there's that layer on top of it. But nonetheless, you gotta check it out. HBOMAX, August 16th. I think it's on all HBO stuff. So HBO Max, HBO Go, if that's even still around now. August 16th on Sunday, 9 p.m. The first episode will be premiering. You gotta check it out. It's an amazing. First of all, the first episode, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna trend like this. It's gonna get good, and then it's gonna go straight down into the bottomless pit of craziness. So be ready for it. Be ready for it. But if you're excited for it, let me know what you think about it in the comments. What are you looking forward to? If you're familiar with the novels, let me know what you're thinking about that. And stay tuned, because once episode 6 through 10 starts coming out weekly, I'll be here to be reviewing them with you all. So thank you for watching this, and catch you all later.
Big go back.